She didn't promise forever, but her goodbye still haunts me daily. She didn't use big words. She didn't cry. There was no dramatic ending, no slamming door, no final scream. Just a look. A quiet kind of sadness in her eyes, the kind that said, I wanted to stay, but I couldn't keep breaking just to belong here. And then she walked away. Calmly, completely, and the silence she left behind hasn't stopped ringing in my ears since. I replay it all not because I want her to come back, but because I still don't understand how something so soft could end so violently inside me. I thought forever needed words. I thought heartbreak would be loud, but hers was quiet. The kind that doesn't wreck the room, just empties it, slowly, until you're the only one left standing in the ruins wondering if she was ever really yours at all. I never asked her to stay, not because I didn't want her to, but because I thought she already had. I mistook her patience for permanence. I mistook her quiet loyalty for a promise. But the truth is, she stayed longer than she should have. She loved me in silence. She broke in places I never even noticed. And while I was busy holding on to the idea of us, she was slowly letting go not of me, but of the version of herself that kept shrinking to keep our love alive. I see that now, too late. I see how every moment I dismissed, every apology I delayed, every time I thought she'd never leave it added weight to her goodbye. And now that she's gone, I understand what real emptiness feels like. Because when someone who never asked for forever walks away, they take more than just their presence, they take the version of you that only existed in their eyes. I see her in the smallest things now, in the way a girl brushes her hair behind her ear while walking down the street, in a scent I can't name that passes in the air for just a second, in a song I never really liked until I heard it playing softly while she was humming along, barefoot, half lost in her thoughts. She's everywhere and nowhere. That's the part that hurts the most. She's become a ghost that haunts without trying. I don't think she meant to leave such an echo behind. I think she just wanted peace, to stop waiting for me to show up emotionally, when she'd already been standing at the door with her heart in both hands for too long. And now that she's gone, I realize I didn't lose her in the goodbye. I lost her in the small, quiet ways I failed to show her she mattered when she was still mine. People ask me if I miss her, and I lie. Not out of pride, but out of protection, because if I started talking about all the things I miss, I don't think I'd stop. I miss her silence when she was upset but still sat close. I miss the way she'd talk to me with her eyes when words got too heavy. I miss how she never made me beg for love. She just gave it, freely, even when I didn't know how to receive it. And now I'd give anything just to go back and sit beside her in all the moments I brushed off. I thought love was about grand gestures, but she just wanted presence. She just wanted someone to choose her, not out of guilt or duty, but out of the undeniable pull of the heart. And now that I've felt the silence she left behind, I finally understand. Some people don't need to promise forever. They just leave quietly, and you're never whole again. I think what's killing me now isn't that she's gone, it's that she left quietly enough for the world to keep spinning, but loud enough for my soul to never forget the sound. She didn't make a scene. She didn't demand closure. She didn't try to make me feel guilty. And maybe that's what's haunting me most, her grace. The way she walked away with her head high and pain buried so deep I didn't even notice how much she had been carrying until I was left with the silence. And in that silence, I finally heard everything she never said. Every disappointment she swallowed. Every conversation she waited for me to start. Every moment she needed comfort, and I gave her distance. I used to think I had time, but time ran out, while I was still too busy assuming she'd always be there. I still check my phone sometimes. Not to text her, I wouldn't dare disturb her peace now, but just to scroll back, to read her old messages, to trace the words she once wrote with so much warmth. It's strange, isn't it? How someone's voice lives in your head long after they stop speaking. Her good morning texts, her late night check-ins, her tiny details she shared like offering pieces of her world to mine, they're all still there. Frozen. Untouched. Like artifacts of a love I didn't treasure enough while it was alive. And the truth is, I thought we had more time. I thought I could keep being distant, distracted, detached, and that she would keep loving me anyway. But even the strongest hearts get tired of waiting to be seen, and now I see her everywhere except where I need her most. Here. Beside me. Still mine. Some nights, I sit in the same corner of the bed she used to lean against, knees pulled to her chest, half asleep, telling me about her day. I didn't listen then the way I should have. I nodded, smiled, answered with half-thought-out words while scrolling through things that didn't matter. And now, I would give everything just to hear one of those stories again, to be asked about my day so I could answer properly this time. Not because I owe her a performance, but because now I understand how sacred it is when someone lets you into their ordinary. She offered me her little joys, her quiet routines, the tender rhythm of her life, and I treated them like background noise. That's what I keep remembering, not the goodbye, but the hundreds of tiny invitations to love her better, the ones I didn't see until the door had already closed behind her. Everyone tells me to heal, to move forward. They say she didn't make promises, that I shouldn't feel betrayed. But the truth is, some people don't need to say forever, for their presence to settle inside you like a lifetime. She didn't promise me always, but she loved me like she wanted to, fully, honestly, bravely, and I let her. I let her love me through all my confusion, through my silence, through the storms I never explained. And she stayed longer than she should have, longer than most would, until the weight of loving someone who refused to meet her halfway made her legs too tired to stand in place anymore. So she left, quietly. But the echo of her absence is loud. It follows me everywhere. And even now, surrounded by people, I keep looking for her face in strangers, in dreams, in reflections. I know she's not coming back, but I also know this. Some goodbyes don't leave with the person. They stay and live in you, forever. There are days I convince myself I'm fine. I smile, I talk, I function. But the truth is, I've simply learned how to carry her absence like an invisible weight. It presses against my chest every morning and lays beside me every night. No one sees it, but it's there. In the way I pause when I pass her favorite cafe. In the way I flinch when I hear a laugh that sounds like hers. In the way I almost reach for my phone during sunsets, because once upon a time, she was the only person I wanted to share beauty with. That's what love does when it ends without warning. It doesn't just break your heart, it rewrites the way you move through the world. I used to think time would erase her, that one day I'd wake up and her name wouldn't feel like a bruise when someone mentioned it. But time hasn't healed anything, it's only made the quiet louder. It's only turned memories into constant reruns, the last smile she gave me, the last "take care" she whispered like she was handing me the responsibility to protect something she could no longer hold. And now I wonder if I was ever enough, if I made her feel safe, if I made her feel chosen, or if she left knowing, deep down, she deserved more than what I gave. That haunts me more than anything, not just losing her, but knowing I could have loved her better, and I didn't. She didn't ask me for everything. She didn't demand flowers or promises written in the sky. She just wanted effort, consistency. A soft kind of showing up that says, "You matter to me even on the days I'm tired." And I failed at that. I gave her flashes of affection, instead of steady warmth. I gave her half-built conversations, unfinished sentences, unread emotions, and yet she stayed, until staying meant losing herself. That's what I didn't see. I thought love was about holding on. But sometimes, real love means walking away from the person who can't see your light anymore, And that's exactly what she did. Not because she stopped loving me, but because I made it too hard to keep loving herself. I still dream about her. Not the romantic kind, but the kind where I see her from across the room, laughing, alive, glowing in a way she never did when she was with me. In those dreams, she doesn't look back. And I wake up with a hollow in my chest, not because she left, but because in those dreams, I finally see what she must have felt. Peace, a peace I couldn't give her. And maybe that's what love sometimes turns into, the understanding that you were the lesson, not the destination, that you were the temporary chapter in someone else's journey toward their healing. And now, here I am still stuck in the pages where she said goodbye, reading them over, and over, and over again. I wonder if she ever misses me, not the version of me that showed up late and left conversations unfinished, but the one she believed I could become. The version she waited for. The one she saw glimpses of, in quiet moments, when my guard dropped and my love showed through in small, clumsy ways. She saw something in me that I didn't even recognize in myself.